Hi everybody. I made this rustic bee and I thought you'd like to know how to do it. Kind of fun to put on your projects, your country style projects. And I didn't see that anybody else was doing something like this, so I thought you'd be interested to see how I did it. This is the list of tools, or group of tools that I've used and items that you'll need. I've got some dollar store ribbon, which is kind of nice, some burlap ribbon with some lace on the side, some raffia a little bit, some floral wire, some crummy scissors for cutting the floral wire. Don't use good ones. A little bit better scissors to cut the material, the ribbon, and some masking tape to stabilize the burlap from fraying too much. And then I have some filler for the bodies, which are going to be cotton balls from the dollar store, which you just cut up into thirds. And I have here a Sharpie for drawing the stripes and for wrapping the wire around. And this is just a toothpick, which I found handy. And of course, the proverbial hot glue gun, which I have off to the side here. So let me begin by showing you how to stabilize the ribbon first. You just put your strip of masking tape along the center, and then you cut yourself a piece of ribbon about a bit more than 1 inch long, and then you take that stabilized ribbon and you cut off the lace edge on both sides like this. You'll be left with a square. Set those aside because they're going to be used for wings in a minute. So this is your square. If you make it a rectangle, it doesn't really work very well. I found that out because you get something that looks more like a wasp than a bee. So you take your Sharpie and you just take one corner of your burlap square and you color it black. Then you make 3 stripes. 1, 2, 3, and then color your other corner. And the bigger end, one of them usually comes out bigger. That can be your head, and the little one will be the tail. And don't worry about fraying and stuff too much because these will look like legs. I'm just going to trim off near the head. Just trim off a little bit of the tape and a little bit of the tape near the tail because I find that the glue then won't stick so well. So it sticks better to the burlap than it does to the tape. So okay, there's now you want to get yourself a cotton ball, and I've already cut some, but you cut them in thirds across the middle. You need your sharper tool here. So I'm just make some more for you so you can see how I did it. There's one there, and then one here. You see? There we go. Little bee bodies, fillers, those will be. So you take one, kind of shape it a little bit, put it across your little square. Before you actually go on to that, maybe get yourself some wire ready because you're going to need to put it together with wire, and that's how you're going to display them as well. So about 1 foot of this floral wire, and this is a, let's see, what does it say? 30 gauge floral wire. It's quite flimsy, makes them look like they're flying, so because they doingle around quite a bit with this, so that's the only good thing I can say about it. It's not very thick, so anyway, okay, I'm going to cut it with these crummy scissors. Use your crummy scissors. And then you get ready for putting it on your bee by just making a little curve hook like this so you're ready. Take your bee body with the little filler there and just wrap it snugly around like this. I'm pinching it in the middle, and then I'm going to take the hook, put it over the middle of the bee body, and then twist it together on the bottom side. Twist a couple of times, making sure that you're in the center and the bottom. Just twist it a few times. And then just kind of wrap the end around so it's not going to poke anybody. So you'll have something that looks like this. And then you're going to take the end that you like for your head. So in my case, I think it's this end I like better for the head. I'm going to turn it over and expose that underside where I had clipped the tape away. You see that? Then I'm going to take some hot glue and I'm going to put it just there on the white stuff and a little bit on the burlap. I'm going to get my little tool, which is this toothpick, and just fold it over. Fold that corner down like that. You're going to have to hold it for a second. I find it works pretty well with your fingers, but I actually have to lick my finger a little bit to get it not to stick to the glue there. So just pinch it and in that triangle shape like that. So basically that's the head. And don't worry about stuff sticking out. It's going to look like little feelers and things like that. So the little burlap endy bits will be sticking out. That's okay. They look like bug legs and things. Okay, now the other end is going to be the stinger. And I notice I have quite a loose thread there. So I just pulled it off. But that's going to make an antenna, a good antenna later. So I'm going to poke this in just a little bit to tighten it up, and then I'm going to put some glue across lengthwise and just get ready to pinch it together. So for this, just wait a second until it cools a little bit, and then you just kind of have to lick your finger on this one. And then just kind of shape it into a point so you get that stinger. Like this, so it's kind of shaped pointy like that. I see you're going to have, this one has quite a little bit of white showing, so I'm just going to take some marker, and you can do this if you like, just blacken it a little bit. It's rustic, so it doesn't have to be perfect. There you go. So that's your basic bee shape there. And then I take a little piece of this raffia that I have here, and I try and get a skinny piece because it works better if it's split like pretty thin. And then I wrap it around the bee body where I had the wire. And just make sure that it's wrapped around really nicely. I put it on either side of that wire on the bottom. It doesn't really matter, however you can get it on there. Just get it on. And then you have to try and tie a little knot on it. So I'm going to try and tie a double knot here. I'm going to cut some excess off because it's getting too long to work with. So I'm going to put a little bit through there, that one through there, tie it in a little knot, and then double knot it like so. So now that will it just adds to the rusticness of it. I like raffia. It looks very country. So then I can take my scissors and just cut it about 1/2 inch long to make little legs. So you see that. There they are there. There is the long wire who's going to help your bee fly. It's going to help your bee fly. It holds it together and keeps it, it makes it look like it's dangling, like it's buzzing. Okay, let's get our wings ready now. Remember those two little pieces we set to the side that were on the ribbon? We cut them off. We're going to take the little hump-shaped ribbon, a little curve, and we're going to make a little, sort of a little triangle shape, almost like this. And we're going to do that with one of the others on the other side here. Get yourself the right shape there. Let's see. Okay, so I have two little wings. Now I'm going to glue them together in the center with the hot glue. So I'm going to put a little stripe of glue, very light. Don't have to use a ton of glue. I don't like seeing glue strings everywhere. To me, that just kind of turns me off to see things that are sloppy. So try and be neat. There we go. There's a set of wings. And remember that little piece of burlap, can you see it, that came off earlier? I'm going to take it and fold it in the center like this. Make that little loop there. I'm going to pinch it. And I'm going to turn my wings over and put a little blob of glue on the bottom, just a tiny, tiny bit. Let's get some glue going. The glue gun is being finicky here. There we go. A little bit of glue there. So I'm going to put that little antenna thing on the wrong side, and keep it close. Keep the little antenna close together, like that. Then I'm going to put some glue on the center bottom, like this. Just a little bit. Don't want to have gigantic blobs of glue anywhere. Turn it over and get your bee body ready. Put it on the top, right over that raffia with the antenna pointing forward like that. Now these bees are all going to be a little bit different because each one will have just a little bit, their legs sticking out in little ways, different ways and things like that, but they look pretty darn cute. This one has kind of a long tail. Okay, so that's it. Then you take this long piece of wire that you have, about your foot long wire, you put it across your Sharpie pen and wrap it around 5 or 6 times. Let's see, I think that was 5 times. This is 6 times. And then you sort of stretch it out a little bit. Get your bee pointing the direction that you want. And then you can go poke it into your flower arrangement or into your rustic. Like I made some rustic jar lanterns out of old glass mason jars and spaghetti jars and any other 8-inch tall jars. Covered them with tissue and put a little light inside, and then these will go in a flower, a dried hydrangea that's in the top. So I will show you that in just a second. Here's the bee finished. Hope you enjoyed this, and I'll show you the arrangement, and then I hope you'll come back and check out my crafts again. Jennifer's Crafts. Thanks a ton. Bye-bye. Hey y'all, I just realized you couldn't really see the bee as I had held it in the wrong position, so here's a little bit better view of it. And I hope that you'll try it. It was a lot of fun. And these are going to go in centerpieces for dinner, with rustic centerpieces in a fall theme. And somebody's coming to talk about bees, so I just decided to add these into the arrangements. Bye. As promised, here is the flower with bees flying all over it. These are some bees that I made earlier that have double wings. This is a single winged one. I think this is the one that we just made. So I'll put it up here so you can see it better. See, they fly around. They look pretty cute. All right. Bye-bye.